Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today's the 30th of January, 2023. We're going to talk about Litecoin today and see if this particular price has a $125 price target. Because if so, then take a look at my chart right now. You guys can see that I was playing a downside move in Litecoin, and obviously that did not happen. So guess what? There's actual people here that shows you the good trades and also the bad ones. This one definitely did not play out right. No, we was on the wrong side on this particular prediction, which happens. But you know what? You learn from it and you get right back in position and compete with your competition. So let's go ahead and talk about the price action in Litecoin against my price prediction. First of all, then we'll talk about the $125 price target in the long term. Okay, so real quick, I was playing a downside move in Litecoin back in the 21st of December, and I really wanted us to see how low market was going to go and see if the buyers were going to approach the market in Litecoin on this ascending line. And obviously, they came in a lot sooner. The buyers of the market in Litecoin came in a lot sooner than what I expected. I was expecting a little bit more weakness to come in, and that did not play out. Instead, buyers kept price up in Litecoin around $65 and continue to move the market up. It goes that way. But it's cool. So let's go ahead and cut this out the way. If we were to get the market now in Litecoin, that would be a loss of around 42%. Yeah. So if we pull this back, okay, at what time would you say I may need to get out this prediction and play the buy side? Because rather than you holding and wishing and coming back and seeing that the market continues to enlarge your losses to 40%, the market was already dropping clues to you where we had our ultimate area of resistance right there around 74.50. Once price broke that in Litecoin, right? Or we saw price hover around and above $74.50, which occurred right here. This is where the market was telling you, okay, on these days right here, that you may want to get out the way. It was giving you time. And that's one of the biggest things that I want people to understand in the cryptocurrency space. In any market that you trade, the market gives you opportunity to minimize losses. So we had about 6-7 days here that you could have minimized the losses rather than you coming in and holding and wishing that price is going to come back down. Because inevitably, look what happened. It went up continually. It went up instead. So this was the time to say, yeah, I need to go ahead and cut it. And that would have reduced from 18% loss versus where you're sitting at today of 41%. So not only do I show you all the good plays and the bad ones gives us more opportunity to learn from it. So that was the time for us to come in and revamp and revise our idea and get right back on the right side. So let me go ahead and show you all what we're looking at now in Litecoin and try to see this $125 price target. So currently, this is where the sellers are, okay? Now back in 2022, May timeframe, you guys can see right here, let me zoom in, that the market in Litecoin was utilizing this area as support. Okay, this is where the buyers were back in May 2022, even back in the beginning of the year in January 2022. So the market in Litecoin hasn't been here since that time, since May of 2022. So here we are today, knocking on the door of $92, $95 or so. We need to see if the momentum is still there, because if it is, $125 is going to be the next location, maybe 121st. But we're definitely seeing eyes of the buyers trying to continue to pursue Litecoin going up. So first things first, you guys can see how strong the current trend is into the market in Litecoin. Okay, so we're going to identify this first. The market actually broke out from the trend line. Like when we see all these trend lines, the market actually is massively strong. And at some point, you will want the market in Litecoin to come in and test one of these lines. Okay. So seeing that we've already gone from the low of the 19th of December to the high of yesterday, that's 60% run up already. At some point, you need to be prepared for price to come back down. Now, I do surmise that price is going to test one of these trend lines. Okay. Now, we don't want to see it come all the way down here and test this lower trend line, because that would definitely tell us that the overall emotion of Litecoin has changed. Okay, so let me show you all. Let me bring that one back. I want to hold that one. Okay. And then we're going to start out looking on the long-term charts. So here we are. This is the last completed 3-weekly price bar in Litecoin right here. Pretty strong, pretty good. My only concern is this area of $97, $100 or so being seen as resistance, because all of these 3-weekly price bars here, the market was holding as support. Well, now we're knocking on the door and we're going to see if the buyers are going to let us in or the sellers are going to let us in to continue to move this market up in Litecoin. That's the only thing currently that's in the way of us pursuing that $125 price target. Here it is again. The last completed 2-weekly price bar is good, it's decent, but just be prepared for the price to come down initially. Here it is on the weekly chart as well. So overall, I do suspect that the strength is still here in the market in Litecoin, albeit we need to allow some weakness to come in, some selling to come in, and see whether or not the buyers are interested in still holding price up. Okay, now considering that, I would say $75.50. I don't want to see the price fall below, because if it falls below $75.50, then that's going to tell us that those buyers are no longer interested in keeping the price up. Okay, so I'm going to hold that there because I'm going to use that as support in the market for Litecoin. Let's go ahead and look at this on the monthly chart as well, since we got 1 day left. You guys can see right here that yes, it's pretty strong. Market is not overly bullish. It's not even massively bearish neither. I do suspect that we're going to try to continue to go up. And I'm looking at my first price target is going to be 108. Well, that's going to be my second price target. My second price level is going to be 108, because $100 also is being seen as resistance. So I want us to know at what point should we come in and bag some profits. So the first one's going to be 100. Second one's going to be 108. Then the third one's going to be up there towards 120. I would say 115 and 120. So let me pull this back to the daily chart. And so we said that we don't want price in Litecoin to fall below 75.50. I'll just do $74.50. Okay, that first price target is 100. So you guys can see that well, the first price target is going to be right here at this area, this current area of resistance where we already know sellers are. So that's around $97. You guys can see it's only 4.9% there. My second move is going to be around 110. That's 18%. And my third one's going to be around 120. Okay. Now already we understand price does not go above $96. We understand why. Okay, so from out the gate, I'm anticipating that market is going to initially go down in Litecoin. Okay, but from a weekly chart, from the monthly charts, that's where we're still seeing indication that the buyers are still present and that they're willing to continue to try to move this market up in Litecoin. So we may have to give the market time and opportunity to let the selling go through the process, let them do all the selling that they want. As long as we continue to see buyers hover around that $96 area, we understand that they're buying up. But if price begins to go away from this resistance area 96 and starts to go down, we understand that the buyers are losing interest and that our idea of looking for Litecoin to go up is diminishing. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. Now I want to know what you guys think about Litecoin. Are we going to continue to see price go up? What about that $125 price target? If you think that is a target, how soon do you think it's going to be before price hits that? A couple of months, a couple of weeks? Give me your thoughts. Let me know. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.